Mil-Comm makes a gun grease and a gun oil. Just like the TW25B, the MC2500 also has the same microscopic lubricating particles. It just has it in a different viscosity. So when you're using the grease, it looks white because that's the grease and the particles in it. The gun oil looks just like gun oil that you're used to, but the properties, both protectant and lubricating, are the same. You're just going to use it differently. Remember, Mil-Comm is the only gun shop brand of lubricant approved for use by the US military. So people naturally have a question, when do I use the grease or when do I use the oil? In all honesty, because the properties are the same in each and they both do the same job, the real difference is how do you want to use it or when do you want to use it? People like to use the oil sometimes because they like to have the ability for it to flow over the surfaces or flow into a surface that's hard to access. Whereas the grease, if you can polish it on the surface, is easier to apply that way. Now remember, because of the concentration and the viscosity, the grease is always going to last you longer. It's going to stay right where you put it, whereas the oil is going to have a tendency to transfer. So for instance, when you're looking at an AR-15, think about if you're going to use your suppressor, a lot of times having a grease instead of oil, when you create those extra back pressures from that suppressor, you get a lot of blowback from a loose lubricant like an oil. But if you were using the grease, you would eliminate that. The other thing is, how do you store your weapons? If you're going to store your weapon in an upright configuration for a long time, you might want to consider using grease instead of oil, because the oil over time will have a tendency to migrate or move to another location. So again, based on how you're going to use it or why you want to use it, you can either choose the grease product or you can choose the oil product. Either one's going to provide you the same level of protection.